Hello everyone, welcome to the classroom. Thank you for joining us as always. Today we'll be talking about Marvel's new Halloween special, Werewolf by Night. However, I was having a bit of trouble putting into words just what I liked so much about this special. So we are going to let our good friends over at the Weekly Planet do it for us. Take it away, boys.
The famed monster hunter Ulysses Bloodstone has passed away.
Yep.
Has
he though?
Great
We'll talk
question.
about it, yeah.
I'm sorry. That was a really stupid bit. Anyways, let's get into it. Recently, the MCU has felt a little stagnant. While I've at least mildly enjoyed a lot of the entries as of late, nothing has really felt satisfying to me since No Way Home, and nothing has felt very creative since Loki. Many say that they've felt burnt out from the MCU lately, which I do not feel, but granted, I haven't watched any of the shows since Loki, because if I don't feel like watching something, I'm just not gonna. However, Werewolf by Night completely piqued my interest, because I don't talk about it very often on this channel, but I love horror. And of course I love slashers and weird art house horror, but what I really have a soft spot for is the stupid shit. The Twilight Zone is a big inspiration for me and a huge reason as to why I became a horror short story author. Which, by the way, you can actually find a link to my book, The Last Universe in the left, on the description. I also am a big fan of the Universal Monster movies, which was, to what I could find, the first shared cinematic universe, bringing together Dracula and the Invisible Man, and the Frankenstein, and the Abbot, and the Costello. This special was an absolute treat for me. Being in black and white, and obviously being a monster story, this really felt like a love letter to classic horror. The story follows a mysterious man who maybe, just maybe, has that dog in him. Who knows? As he and several other hunters gather at the estate of the late Ulysses Bloodstone, brought together to hunt down a monster in order to find a cool rock that can kinda do whatever you want. Man, it really does feel like the MCU again. Just kidding, this does not at all feel like the MCU, and that was my favorite thing about it, because my favorite stuff in the MCU is all very genre heavy. I really liked Black Widow when it was a cool little spy movie in the first act, and I loved when Shang-Chi was a kung fu film in the first 2 acts. But this was a universal monster movie the whole way through, or at least the closest the MCU would ever get. That part in the trailer where they do that one part where they do the
Good luck. I'll be rotting for you.
That's what sold me on this special. And that tone was absolutely kept up throughout the whole film. I loved it. This felt like a perfect, fun little Halloween special that set up some pretty awesome things, too. As for presentation goes, the black and white was great. It's always risky to pick that style because you need a very specific and fantastic style of lighting to make it work, but they 100% did. The only thing that I did not like about the presentation was the fake film grain effects, because I never like that. It looks terrible. The music also really popped its wussy. I'm sorry. Okay, well, I'm gonna move into spoilers now. If you are still on the fence, get the hell off of the fence. It's less than an hour and it moves at a fucking clip. It's a great time. It feels like the perfect little Marvel Halloween treat, and I really loved it. But let's get into spoilers. I loved the bait and switch that this show pulled off, making you think that they'd be hunting a werewolf, and then it turns out it's Man-Thing, and then it's about a werewolf just slaughtering people in a dope room. Okay! Speaking of slaughter, this special was quite a bit more gory than Marvel's usual fare, and speaking of gore, I can't hold it back any longer. I have to talk about him. I have to talk about Ted.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Now, I do not know shit about Man-Thing. I barely know anything about Swamp Thing. Actually, that's not true. I know too much about Swamp Thing. I don't even really like Swamp Thing. But, whatever. Man-Thing was fucking awesome in this. I loved how they made him kinda cute somehow, incorporating elephant sounds into his speech due to his trunk. Also, as someone who knows nothing about Man-Thing, seeing someone just burst into flames from touching him was so amazing, it made me scream out of joy. Because apparently his, slogan is anyone who has fear in their heart will burn at the touch of the Man-Thing. And he is quite cute. However, I can't imagine not being horrified of this thing. If we were actually, if we were married, I would still be frozen in terror by his presence every day. I would wake up in the morning, look into his soulful red eyes, we would share a gentle kiss, and I would be pissing myself from terror. However, obviously, Man-Thing isn't the star of the show, although he should be the star of every upcoming MCU project. No, that honor goes to Jack Russell, the man who turns into a dog. Wait, no, that can't be right. That's so stupid. Jack was a great character in this special. He brought a real quiet and contemplative performance, which is very much needed in the MCU and runs counter to the Tony Stark leading man quip-heavy dialogue. Plus, this performance was a great homage to the idea in classic monster literature of a gentle monster. Before he is turned into the werewolf while trapped in a cage with Elsa, a woman who helped Man-Thing escape and is now terrified at the prospect of getting eaten eyes to ass by this dog man, Jack sniffs her to try to remember her scent when he's changed. When she asks if that's ever worked, he says solemnly, "Once." I was very impressed as well by the fact that we don't even see the werewolf until 38 minutes in, and that showed a lot of maturity and patience, and that is not very common in the MCU. But the werewolf transformation was one of my favorite parts of the film, because this really sung as an homage to classic monster films. Tropes that used to be the case due to restrictions of the era are now used because that is the classic monster film trope. For example, the monster transformation used to be largely implied, off-screen or in quick close-up cuts. So when they used shadows to show Jack transforming, something that might have really bugged others, I absolutely loved it. Also, this special just had some of my favorite cinematography in the entire MCU. Also, the color coming back into the world to the tune of Somewhere Over the Rainbow was a very nice touch, and Man-Thing had a dandelion on his shoulder. Adorable. He's still fucking horrifying though. So now I'm gonna get into my ideas to genre up some upcoming Marvel projects. Is that what you want? Is that what you want me to do? Well, I can like suck you off after if you want to. You fucking bozo. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special has been said by Gunn to be a throwback to variety shows and specifically the Star Wars Holiday Special, which is a great start. I really hope that they make a lot of it static camera, sitcom style, but also a weird animated segment where Peter Quill looks like he's strung out on drugs. I very much hope that Marvel Zombies is a fun, reverent zombie story. I love dour and sad zombie apocalypses, but what I want from this is something fun and insane. I'm thinking Shaun of the Dead, Dead Rising, maybe even a little Sunset Overdrive. Also, play Sunset Overdrive, it is on Game Pass, it fucks real hard anyways. I really hope that Secret Invasion has a lot of fun spy film tropes. I hope that the camera work is shaky and sometimes nonsensical. I hope that this clip is used whenever someone is revealed to be a Skrull. Marvel, I am giving you full permission to use this clip if you would like to. I want to make that very clear. We can have my people talk to your people, but I am fully giving you permission to use this clip. Okay, here it is. Here we go.
Jesus Christ.
A Skrull. I look forward to working with you, Marvel. All in all, I was a huge fan of Werewolf by Night. I thought it was a great entry into the MCU, and a real step in the right direction for more creatively driven projects. I really want us to get back to that kind of like mid-phase 3. That really feels like the sweet spot for me at least. But that is the video for today, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us as always. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching that video, and if you made it to this point in the video, double thank you. But anyways, yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching it, and this week my showcase for my collection is Batman: A Serious House on Serious Earth. This book fucks pretty heavily. It's pretty fucking awesome. It's a great Halloween story. Batman trapped in Arkham Asylum. It's like Arkham Asylum, the video game, but way, way scarier, and it looks beautiful. Some of the dialogue is a little impenetrable, but it's great to look at, so there's that at least. Anyways, have a good one, y'all. Thank you so much again.